Ed Friedrich. I work in finance. I went whole food plant-based SOS free in December 2014.
And Ed, how did you get connected to Ethos Farm to Health and Dr. Weiss?
So I was looking for a plant-based doctor and found him on Facebook, I think it was, and came to an open house in early February of 2015. Just loved the whole idea of the farm, and I grew up in farm country. My grandfather owned a farm, and great-grandfather too. They had an apple and peach farm down in South Jersey and racehorses too. So I just love, I like even just coming out here, and the farm's beautiful. So.
And why were you searching for a plant-based doctor?
I think just looking for somebody who was kind of more aligned with the direction that I was going. Like I said, I was already a whole food plant-based at that point. I'm very interested in trying to stay off medications if I can. I mean, if I need them, I'll take them. But if I can prevent that from a lifestyle change, then I'll do that. And so I think working with a plant-based doctor can help you do that.
What is it about the mission of Ethos that really resonates the most with you?
Well, one thing is, Dr. Weiss clearly cares about his patients so much, and that just shines through, like with every interaction with him, really, and every visit. He spends more time than a regular doctor, I think, does with their patients, because the appointments are pretty much like close to an hour. He really goes in depth over your numbers and your test results and explains things, and really explains like why something might be bad or something is really, really good, and works with you, puts together a plan, puts together information for you to watch, YouTube videos, all kinds of things. So plus there's all kinds of events that are happening on the farm and the meetups, for the lunches, the whole food plant-based lunches. It's just, he's creating a community, and that's, not something you're going to get from a regular doctor.
And why is community important to you?
I like to be part of something like that, especially something that I believe in. I think it's good for me. It's good for everybody who's taking part. It's kind of got a little Blue Zonesy feel to it too. That's one of the tenets of the Blue Zones, if you're familiar with that, which is, being part of a network and having community. It actually helps, helps you live longer.
If you were to reflect on, your journey with Ethos and Dr. Weiss, what would you say are the top maybe 3 things that have changed for you?
I've really actively tried to cut salt out of my diet and really taken a look at, any kind of processed foods that I did eat, which was pretty low to begin with, and just really getting them out. Like one thing, like my blood pressure was kind of like not high, but not, I wouldn't need medication for it, but maybe just a little bit over 120 over 80. And I've basically fixed that just through salt. It's made me think more about my general health. So I actually went to True North for a 5-day water fast, just to kind of test it out. It wasn't really to try and reverse anything in particular, which was super interesting. And another thing too is, if you're eating healthier, you're going to be healthier longer. One of the things I learned from True North and here. So you have to plan for that financially. So you need to think about, living longer and being able to fund that. Things that you would not really, think about right off the bat.
Yeah, so it's really helping you expand.
Oh yeah,
you're
sure.
Expanding your wellness journey and just even expanding your whole toolbox and lifestyle. Is there anything that you haven't shared with us that you feel is important for us to know about Ethos and Dr. Weiss and your journey?
Just if you're curious about getting healthy, especially if you might have any kind of health problems to begin with, look into it, look at the documentaries. That's what kind of got me going. I saw Forks Over Knives, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, What the Health, The Game Changers, all those movies. But, even before I met Dr. Weiss, it was Forks Over Knives that really was a big driver for me. I started reading the books. There's a lot of, self-education that you can do. Also come out and check out the farm, meet Dr. Weiss, and see if maybe he could help you.
Wonderful. And what encouraging words would you have for someone else who hasn't even started their journey, maybe feels like it is a heavy lift for various reasons? What would you say to that person?
I would say it's actually It's all mental. It's not a heavy lift. You think it's a heavy lift. It's if you have stuff to go to on the other side, like I always like to say, on the whole food plant-based side, getting away from the standard American diet, it's easy. But, you know, I had to figure that out on my own. You know, what is it that I like? So it was a gradual, you know, process for me, and it took years. But if you have somebody helping you, and like with all the recipe books and websites and YouTube videos and stuff like that, now it's a lot easier. You really only need, what, 10, 15, 20 recipes, you know, go-to things. And if you have that, you know, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, maybe some desserts, then it's just, okay, do I want to do that? And if so, you can make the jump. But finding stuff on the other side, I think, is the key, because if you find good stuff that you like to eat that can replace the stuff that you were eating that wasn't so healthy, that's the way to go.
Love it. All right, I'm all in.